So this video is inspired by my own life, and it's basically trying to answer the question of, should you start over to pursue your dreams at the age of 30? Spoiler alert, yes, you should, but let me tell you how I got there in the first place. Hi you guys, welcome back, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Pao. I recently quit my job, started a business, and now I'm trying to pivot into a new field that I have little to no experience in. So let me start with what I was dealing with beforehand. Just a little bit of backstory. Let me just tell you what I was going through. So like the three major things that I was dealing with on the daily was basically work-related stress. And it wasn't because like my job was stressful. It was because I felt the lack of motivation and the lack of just joy that I was getting from it. Wasn't really a hard job. It was just like there was no fulfillment in there, and that stressed me out internally. And I was just like, is this it? Which I know you shouldn't make your job your life. At the same time, if you're going to do something consistently for the majority of the year, I feel like you should at least enjoy some aspect of it. But it really came down to getting stressed out because I wasn't finding joy as I used to. And that is like one of the major factors that like just came into play when, you know, deciding if I should continue or not. The second thing was personally, I am dealing with health issues. It's been a long bit. For 5 years, basically, I have been dealing with health issues, and personally, I'm not gonna put everything on the internet, but basically I just didn't really have the confidence that I once had when I didn't have health issues. Luckily, I am getting the treatment, and I finally have an official diagnosis of what I have, so things are looking up. But during this time, I didn't know what was going on with my body, and a lot of anxiety came from that. I guess a combination of both is like the emotional damage of it all. And it was like, you know, the mental health wasn't doing so well because of the stress and because of like the undiagnosed health issues. And so it kind of all just came crashing down on me, and it was really hard to get out of that mental rut. So those three factors alone really got me to think, how did I end up here and how can I get out? Because obviously you don't want to feel like you're stuck somewhere that you don't like, that makes you feel very uncomfortable. So here are some of like my micro steps and changes that I ended up finding out little by little that really helped me, you know, make the decision to just go for it. The first one was like, I started to change the perspective and the mentality of it. And I did like this mini exercise. Like the way this helped me was I pretended that change was possible. And that I felt like was the first step. I was like, I am capable of doing stuff. Let's pretend for 2 seconds that change is possible. And that was such a crucial step because it played onto the other little steps as I went along. That being said, like the second step was literally pretending it had already happened. And I know you're gonna be like, that's kind of weird. That sounds like imaginary, fake news, whatever. Just pretending. Like, how would this Pao like move in this reality? If she had a different career, if she had a different mentality towards things, if she had good health, how would she act? What would she wear? Like, what are the little habits that she would do? That really like started to change something within me. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start showing up as her. Even though my current reality doesn't match what I want to be, I'm gonna start doing that just for fun. It's not hurtful or anything. Just see what happens, you know? As I kept doing this, the belief started to happen. I'm gonna be honest with you, when I started to act like this new Pao, as this new person, little by little, day by day, I started to believe that I was that person. Like I was able to be brave and strong and confident, and it's just like, it starts out like a little sprinkle, like a little flicker of hope almost, and then it just starts to grow within you. And I don't know how else to describe it, but I just kept fanning the flames essentially, and it just kept growing, and I was just like, okay, let's keep going. let's keep doing this. And so once my current job didn't serve its purpose anymore, I had already built up that mentality and those habits and that point to where I was like, you know what? I'm confident enough in myself to trust myself and take the leap and basically quit my job on a random Tuesday and start pursuing my dreams. The mentality shift, the things that I was dealing with, obviously not everything started to come together like quickly. Everything like started little by little trickling in, but as I just kept going, especially with like this channel, the fact that I'm here sitting here talking to you, it takes so much courage, time, and preparation that I'm just so proud of myself that I'm like dedicated enough to just keep going. And so I guess my advice to you is like, you have to find your purpose of like, are your dreams big enough to pursue? And are they worth like the change and the growing pains that you have to go through in order to get there? Because at one point I was like, enough is enough. I am done with this current reality and I'm taking the leap. Now that being said, I did have a plan, and this is very crucial, okay? Very important hot tip right here. If you're gonna quit your job and pursue your dreams, please have a plan so that when you start spiraling with anxiety over where's money coming from, or maybe I should do XYZ instead, you have a guideline of sorts to keep you focused, to show you like, okay, this is the reason why I left and did what I did, and I'm going to do everything in my power to align myself with that reality. Every single day since I've quit my job, I've done something to align myself with my reality. And so I guess the last bit of it is like how I created my plan. And I made my plan super simple, you guys. It was a 3-step plan. Let me tell you my plan. The first is getting into graduate school. I wanted to apply to graduate school for library science and archival studies. I've always wanted to do this. I've never had the courage to do it, but the moment I quit my job, the next day I applied to grad school. Do I have the money for it? No, but I just want to see if I really could just apply to grad school. Who knows if I actually got it or not, right? I'm happy to report that I actually did get accepted into grad school. I'm very happy about that. So my second step is getting a job in my new field. That being said, it would have to be a library job. And currently, right now, as of making this video, I am applying to library jobs to see if anybody will take me. I'm actively trying to make this my new reality, and I'm doing everything in my power to do it. And I'm confident in myself that I'm going to do it. I don't know when, I don't know how, but it's gonna happen. And if it takes a little bit longer, say I don't find a library job, right? Say nobody hires me. That's okay, because I will still have school and I'm still trying to pursue my dreams and I'm still just trying, okay? The last step of my plan is starting my business. So I've always had a dream of starting my own bookish business, and I've never had the courage to actually do it because I was just like, what if nobody buys from me? And then I realized that's okay. If nobody buys from you, at least you can say that you did it, right? It's okay if nobody buys from you, but at least you had the courage to start your own business, make your own products, and actually learn some skills. And that is more than like 60% of all small business owners ever get to do, because it always is just like an idea in their head and then they just never do it. And I find that so wild to me. So no, I don't want to live life thinking like, what if I had done this? What if I had done that? I don't care if I'm 30. I'm gonna start over and over and over again until I'm content and satisfied with my current reality. And obviously you could always tweak it a little here and there, right? No one is ever going to be like at 100% with their life, but I'm saying like if I'm miserable, I'm not gonna stay there. I'm gonna do everything in my power to change that reality. And I hope that this inspires you to do the same, because it's never too late. Don't listen to the haters, okay? So I guess the key takeaway of this whole video is, yes, you should. You should definitely pursue your dreams at whatever age, honestly. Like, it's better than just staying like on autopilot for the rest of your life, thinking like, what if I had done this? What if I had done that? Because honestly, that's scarier than even trying, is standing still. So I would rather try and fail than never have tried at all and have always thought like, what if? So if you're shy, introverted, and very much like in the in-between, feel free to just follow my journey, because guess what? I'm also shy, I'm introverted, and I'm very much inexperienced in like what I'm doing. But I'm gonna try anyways. So I hope this inspires you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!